not the best start to the morning. I took the car down to the car wash at Camellia, whatever it's called, Sky Car Wash, and I was told that there'd be the place to get the engine bay clean, all the engine cleaned of all the oil, so I could take it to the mechanic for them to suss out where this little oil leak's coming from. Yeah, so they weren't too keen. They basically said, oh, he'll ask his boss, but his boss won't be in until later, the usual Bulgarian stuff. So anyway, I nipped up to my friend's bar, Sandrinkas, and went and grabbed a coffee because I was an hour early for picking up our friends Barbara and Brent to take them to the airport. But it wasn't a problem. Been and had a coffee, bit of a chill, and now I'm currently heading back from the airport after dropping them off, and I will soon be back in Sunny Beach, and I'm going to call back down because whether his boss is going to be there or not, I do not know, but I'm not giving up just yet, mainly because I need this oil leak sorting. There are one or two other bits and bobs that need doing on the car before it goes in for an MOT, but you know, there's no point in doing it in separate occasions. We might as well just get it in, get everything done in one hit, get it MOT'd, and then we know it's right. So that's my next task, going and speaking to these guys again, seeing if I can convince them just to take off the plastic cover from underneath the engine bay, degrease it all, spray it all down, wash it all out, and then tomorrow I can get it in with a mechanic. Always difficult when you're not really that competent with the Bulgarian language. I can get by, but this is proving to be a little bit more challenging. Worst case scenario, I will just make a phone call to Slash and ask him to speak to them. I'm sure he can sort it out. But yeah, back to Sunny Beach I go. Go Scuddo.
Hi, we are Glenn, Jessica, Cody and Toby, and would like to invite you on our family adventure. That's GB to BG. Yes, Great Britain to Bulgaria. We bought a rural property in a village not too far from Sunny Beach, and we'd like to show you our journey.
Bruto. So just currently sat in the Condor 94 bar, or as I like to call it, my office, having a quick coffee, chilling out in the sun. I've just dropped the car off at the Sky Car Wash again. This time they're actually willing to do something. Now I've spoken to the boss and he's agreed that we can take the trays off from underneath the engine and clean the engine. So I stayed around until they managed to take the trays off the bottom, and it was looking really, really bad. I mean, it was absolutely thick, and I mean thick with engine oil. It was just unbelievable. Now, yes, there's definitely a leak, and we definitely see some of the leak on the floor whenever we park up the car for any length of time. But actually what's going through the engine, it doesn't seem that bad. You know, I'm getting a couple of really long good runs without having to top up the oil. It's not as bad as I expected. So the way I'm looking at it now is that I'm cleaning the engine so the mechanics can do the job, they can do the work. If I take it to mechanics and they say, oh no, it's a big job, or it's an issue, or it's not what I think it is, which is an oil pressure switch, then it might just be worth just carrying on running it and keep topping up with oil as it needs it, because it's not that expensive, and yeah, and I'm managing perfectly well driving it and just topping up every week or so a little bit of oil. So yeah, we'll see what happens today. I'm going to get it straight up to Orizari and into the garage there. Slash has organised that. Find out what they say. Still needs an MOT, got to sort that out as well this week. So lots to do, places to be. Kit's still here, got kit till Friday. So I'm going to try and take him out a couple of different places. We had a great day yesterday, just wandering around Nezaba, Old Nezaba, New Nezaba, waltzing back along the beach from Nezaba to all the way back up here to Sunny Beach, and then had a few more beers before we went home. So it was quite a nice afternoon. Jess and the kids were a little bit exhausted from what we've been up to recently, just very, very tired being out in the sun all the time. So they had a afternoon at the house. Yeah, still good. Catch you later, guys. Dos caro. Well, we have a day of rain this morning. So woke up in the village to the rain clouds, and yeah, decided that we'd go shopping, get some food shopping in, and I think everybody else has had the same idea, because the Grand Janet supermarket is absolutely rammed. It's stressful enough with our two boys, but it's even worse when it's this busy. Nothing we could do. We're here now, get the food shopping in, head back to the village and see if it dries out for later on. One of our friends, Linda, expat over here, is having a big birthday party tonight, so fingers crossed. If it dries out, we'll make it into town for that later on. But for now, yeah, just do what we can. Okay, so here's a bit of an interesting one for you guys. We've had a bit of rain today, so again, Sunny Beach, not so Sunny Beach. We've had some rain, and the kids still wanted to be in the pool, so I said no problem. Took the cover off, which was full of rainwater. The rainwater went in the pool. Obviously, I always check the chemical levels, so we got that balanced back up, a little bit of added chlorine, absolutely sorted. The kids have been in the pool, but I've just realised that since we put the pool up and we've been using it, and I've started using the new filters, I've not checked it, which is kind of weird for me, because if you remember from previous videos in previous years, I was checking the pool filter, washing it out and replacing it every single day. So I think it's time I give it a check and see what's going on. Now, if this pool filter is doing as good a job as I think it is, then it shouldn't even need cleaning, and the fact that I actually bought 4 of them means that yeah, I might not have to buy any for a long, long time to come. The kids have gone in. It's getting later on in the day now. The kids have gone in, so before I close up the pool and put the cover on, it's time to just check and see what's going on. Okay, so the process goes like this. Turn the pump off, put the bung in the outlet so it stops the water flowing through the pump. Take the top off the pump, which I've already done because I can't do it without using both hands. And then remove the filter. Now, the first thing that I've seen on the top is a little bit of a hornet that's caught in the filter, and I can see by the colour of the water that the filter, look at that, the filter is doing its job. That's pretty impressive stuff. So what I like about this filter, it kind of all stays on the outside. So what I do now is, because obviously there's still stuff in there, I'm going to tip all this water out, so any bugs, any crap comes out. There you go. Now, 2 things that are really, really bad for your pool. One, obviously the phenomenal amount of bugs, which I've mentioned several times. They are just everywhere, and you're constantly skimming them out the pool. But 2 is what's all over this, and a lot of this in here is actually sun cream. Now, as you know, with the family being made up of gingers, we need to keep factor 50 on pretty much all the time. So all this here is a build-up of sun cream, and I'm so happy that this filter is actually catching it, because I didn't know it would. So now what I'm going to do is get the hose pipe on it, give it a clean. Well guys, what can I say? Massive difference. So as you can see, that's the old paper filter that we were using last year, and we kept rotating these through, cleaning them out, brushing them out, washing them out every single day. This filter has been in for, well, a couple of weeks now, maybe 2 weeks, and it's the first time I've removed it to clean it. I've literally washed it washed the bugs off it. It's collected everything. It's collected all the sun cream. It's collected everything that was in the pool. It's absolutely brilliant. So here's the hack. I'm going to give you all the hack, because these filters are pretty standard. You get them different sizes, but these are the A filters. You get the smaller ones as well, but you can get the same foam filters for the smaller ones. So let me give you the hack. All I've done is bought the filter covers, so the foam covers. I've taken the tube out of the middle of the old filters. So I've cut one up, taken the plastic tube out, and then I've just slid the new foam filter over that tube, just to give it a solid finish, a solid body if you like. And then I've put that straight into my pump and ran it like I would do with the paper filters, and it's an absolute success. Now it's discoloured a little bit, but I'm not too worried about that. It's going to discolour. There's probably a little bit of algae in there could be anything in there, but I've just washed it through. It's cleaned up nicely, it's washed nicely. So next step, place it back in the pump. I am so happy with this, I can't tell you. I mean, I know cleaning a filter isn't the hardest job in the world, but I was doing it every single day. Every time we've been in the pool, I would have to clean it. This just means now I can sit back and not have to do it every single time. So not only is it saving me time by using this particular type of foam filter, but it's also saving me money, because without a shadow of a doubt, I'd have had to pay a lot more in the paper filters to get me back to where I am now. Now the air's going to come out of here now, so I've just taken the bung out. The air will come out the top. When this filter refills with water, so the pump's just refilling now with pool water, you see it coming out the top. We just tighten that off and it's ready to run again. So just think about that. It was taking me maybe 10-15 minutes every single day just to clean the paper filter, put it back in. Maybe even longer, maybe 20 minutes with the full process. And now I can do it once every 2 weeks. That's pretty impressive. So I can't remember what I paid for these, but I know I got 4 filters and it wasn't expensive. It was very, very cheap. Now you can get a full cartridge filter called an Orca filter, but these are just as good. So I'm happy. Go Scuddo.
You. You're killing my image.
$11 at night. I'm trying to get the kids to bed. And look who's just turned up at the window.
Mommy kitten.
Lady.
That's a mommy kitten.
Yeah. Right, you come away, darling, and I'll go feed her. Just come to see you.
Dobry den. So coffee time. A little bit cooler today. We have a bit of cloud cover. which you would think would be absolutely fantastic for me to get jobs done, but it's just not been one of them days. So this morning I took the car to the garage just to get some new tyres on and the brakes checked out, because I knew the brakes weren't great, and there was hardly anything left on the brakes, they were terrible. So just had all that redone this morning, and the kids have been a little bit tired because we've had a late night last night, as it was my friend Kit's last night. So Kit's returned to the UK today, this morning, so we just decided to chill at the house, which for us is, you know, why we're here, so we can relax. But it just seems weird after a very hectic week. It just takes a while to slow down. And obviously now I'm feeling like I need to make the most of a shortened time here. So yeah, I've literally only got a couple of weeks or so to get everything sorted out and organised to leave till winter, really, which is not what I was expecting. I was expecting at least another month, but it's not meant to be. So this is the only problem. I mean, I've got great confidence. If we needed the health system here, we could utilise it. We could go to the hospital, we could use our G-hit cards, but because what's going on with Jess is something that's already happened with the NHS, it's something that might be a fault, or they won't admit to it, but it might be something that's happened during a previous surgery she's had that's caused all this. She feels the need to go back and deal with it in the UK. So obviously with having the kids as well, it means we're all having to return early. It's just the way it is. I'm not a big fan of the NHS. I'm really not, especially at the moment, just because every time we've had any issues, whether it be with the children or whether it be with Jess, they've always basically scared us. They give us the worst possible outcome, and then most of the time it's not been anything to worry about. Yes, there's, you know, been routine surgeries, but then Jess goes for routine surgery and comes out with complications after the fact, and it, to me, it seems like, you know, an error made by the surgeon. So anyway, we'll see what happens. Go back to the UK. She's already made her appointments. She'll do her appointments, and we'll just have to take it one step at a time. So, as you will be aware, we are coming now to the end of another week, which means got the weekend to go. We hope to see our German friends, Hagen and Josephine and the kids, briefly before they shoot back to Germany. But we should still be spending Sunday at Sunny Day 5 around the pool as usual, even though Barbara and Brent are in the UK. But Marita's invited us down. She'd like us to be there in the pool, so that's the plan. So we've still got a couple of weeks of what I would class as our Bulgarian normality before we go back to the craziness of the UK. So yeah, all good fun. Catch you later, guys. Do skoro. So just to add to what I was saying about the car, I've had 2 brand new tyres put on that are the all year round ones, because over here you're supposed to have a set that you can use for summer and a set you can use for winter, and you can either change them in and out. Well, here we don't get that bad winters, so you can get an all year round, like all seasons tyre. So I've got 2 of them on the front, and both lots of brake pads replaced on the front, and the mechanic, all in for the stuff and his labour, charged me 365 lever. So 365 lever is not a lot of money, considering that would probably just about cover 1 tyre back in the UK. So I'm quite happy with that. But I believe that the next step now is the MOT, which is not an MOT over here, it's an annual inspection. The annual inspection is due, I think it was actually due last week, so I've got to be a little bit careful because I believe you get a little leeway on it, but you're supposed to make sure it's done within the year. So I'm going to take it to Kableshkovo, and fingers crossed I've got everything that I need with the car, because over here, like most of Europe, you need to have the extras, you need to have the light bulb kits, you need to have the fire extinguisher, you know, all these other bits and bobs that we don't have to think about generally in the UK for the MOT. And I'm just hoping it passes, because they've put the price up now of the MOTs over here, or the inspections over here, from 30 lever to 70 lever, which is quite an increase. In fact, 70 lever is more in line with what I used to pay back at home for an MOT, although I believe that's gone up now. So yeah, so in some ways it's not too expensive. It'll put another year's MOT on it, which means that I don't have to worry when I come over in winter. All I have to do is make sure I've got my my Vignetti road tax things done and my insurance renewed for another 3 months. Just a little bit gutted now, because obviously I've done everything for 3 months and we'll only be here for maybe 6 weeks, so that's just the way it is. So I'm going to try and get all that done. My plan is, when I come in winter, is not to have to worry about all that kind of stuff. Just come over, just me, maybe myself and Kit, because Kit's offered to come back with me. Leave the kids and Jess at home, and I want to start knocking through onto the little old galley kitchen that was in the original footprint of the house, to put put a little ensuite bathroom. And it's been our plan from the start. It's just because we've not needed it and we've not really had guests stay in. Yeah, Cody, you okay?
Yeah,
Yeah, because we've not had guests stay, we've not had to worry about it, so we've not done it. But I think winter will be the time to crack on with that, try and get at least all the first fix, plumbing, electrics, everything. What's wrong, Cody?
the bathroom really deep.
The pool's really deep.
Yeah.
The pool's just as deep as it was earlier. Okay. So yeah, so that's the plan. Winter, do the bathroom. I don't know what's going on with Cody at the moment. He's just been in the pool all day, and now he's dry. He probably wants to get back in the pool. Yeah, so that's another thing you have to do as well in the next couple of weeks, is pack the pool down. Not looking forward to that. That's a big job in itself. Not to worry. Catch you all later. Do skoro.